Alright, everybody, we are back here with TEW 9, The Rise of TNA. We are back here with the TNA save with Impact. We have been gone for a while, working on other projects and things, and I've just really been quite busy with my job. So, we are going to take a look back here at last week's episode to get a bit of a refresher and keep working on everything. So, Montel Vandavius Porter and Matt Cardona defeated Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young in a pre-show match. Jim Cornette tells Jeff Jarrett he's in action tonight. Oh, well, that messed up that. Muhammad Hassan defeated Brian Kendrick. LAX tells everybody, hey, you know what? At Genesis, we're going to be the tag team champions. And then LAX defeated the Wolves. James Mitchell and Abyss tell Desmond Wolf, hey, you know what? You're going to get your match at Genesis. Desmond Wolf defeats Tyrus. Abyss then hits him with the Black Hole Slam. The Fallen Angel has a message for everybody in the division. Whoops. Samoa Joe defeated Bobby Lashley, Robert Roode, and Matt Hardy for the TNA Global Championship. Jeff Jarrett inserts himself into the World Title match at Genesis. Awesome Kong defeated Natty Neidhart. Matt Hardy called out the Pope. Jeff Jarrett defeated Rob Van Dam. And then after the match, Kurt Angle came out and attacked Double J. So, I am going to go out. I am going to book this week's episode. And I will be right back. Alright, everybody, we are back. We have the show booked. Let's hop into it with our first pre-show match. In a decent pre-show match, Lacey Evans defeated ODB in 9:38 by pinfall with the Lady Lace-Up. The crowd is expectant and simmering. The wrestling rating was a 50. The crowd rating is a 44. The segment got us a 57. ODB had a 58, and Lacey Evans had a 43. So we got some green all going on down here. So we got Don West and Mike Tenay. They have pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. The commentary quality lifted it, and the color commentary gave the match a boost. So let's head to our next pre-show match. In a decent pre-show match, the Voodoo Kin Mafia defeated Redragon in 9:43 when BG James pinned Kyle O'Reilly with a spike pile driver. In terms of in-ring work, BG James was head and shoulders above everybody else. The crowd heat at the end is expectant and simmering. The wrestling rating got us a 61. The crowd rating got us a 50. The segment got us a 67. Kip James had a 59, BG had a 73, Kyle O'Reilly had a 61, and Bobby Fish had a 52. Kip James debuted his cocky gimmick and it got an initial rating of great. BG and Kip got a tag team specialist bonus. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish got a tag team specialist bonus. Don West and Mike Tenay have pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. The commentary quality lifted the match, and Bobby Fish is getting better at his gimmick. So, those were our two pre-show matches. Just want to check out some of the teams and some of the women, see where they're at on the roster since it's been a while. So, let's hop in to our first segment of the night. So, we started off with Jeff Jarrett coming down to the ring. Oh, I don't think we're going to be able to see all of it. Okay, let's do it this way. Whoops. So Jeff Jarrett's walking down to the ring, and he gets into the ring and he goes, "Cut the music, cut it off." Now I know what all you people are thinking. Jeff, how does it feel to have lost the TNA World Title match at Genesis? Well, let me remind each and every one of you, I wasn't pinned. I wasn't submitted. I was robbed. And if anybody thinks this is over, you're sadly mistaken. But I'm not out here just to talk about that. No, I'm out here to introduce someone who's going to help usher in the new era of TNA. A man who knows his business inside and out. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new management director of TNA, Jim Cornette. Jeff, let me stop you right there. You may have invited me to TNA, but let me make one thing crystal clear. You don't run me. And you sure as the hell don't run this company anymore. You see, the first thing I noticed when I stepped into this new position is just how far you've let your ego go. You added yourself to a world title match at Genesis like it's some kind of entitled dictator. And then you think you can just keep steamrolling over the rules like they don't apply to you. Well, guess what, slapnuts? Actions have consequences, so tonight, in the main event of TNA Impact, you're going one-on-one with AJ Styles. And as for my first official act of business, I want to do something you never would. Give credit where it's due. Kurt Angle, congratulations on surviving the war at Genesis and becoming the first ever TNA World Heavyweight Champion. That was no small feat, but being champion in TNA means there's always a target on your back, and now it's time to find out who's going to get you next. So in 10 days at Genesis, we're going to determine your first challenger in a number one contender's fatal four-way. And the competitors are as follows: the phenomenal AJ Styles, the instant classic Christian Cage, the King of the Mountain Jeff Jarrett, and the most controversial man in wrestling today, Muhammad Hassan. So boys, you better be ready, because starting tonight, this is a whole new TNA. I don't care who you are, friend, founder, or fan favorite. If you want to be the best, you better earn it. So the crowd is hot and rising. The segment got us a lovely 84. It advanced all of our storylines. Jim Cornette did a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd. The angle got the crowd hotter, and it got the show off to a strong start. So let's hop into our first match. My bad. In a good match, Black Machismo Jay Lethal defeated Christopher Daniels, El Generico, and Kid Cash in 10:57 when Black Machismo pinned Kid Cash. Oh, well, it doesn't even give him a finisher. Well, that sucks. Well, hang on a second here. There, with the flying elbow drop. So the crowd heat at the end is hot. The wrestling rating got a 66. The crowd rating got a 56. The segment got a 74. Black Machismo had an in-ring performance of 74. Christopher Daniels had a 60. El Generico had a 68. Kid Cash had a 63. Kid Cash debuted his cocky gimmick and it got an initial rating of adequate. It advanced our X Division Mayhem storyline, and Christopher Daniels was really off his game. So that kind of sucks. It's a swagger gimmick. It doesn't really do anything. So that's not too bad. So let's head to our next segment. Ooh, boy, that was horrible. I figured that was going to happen to it. Tonight, it's not just about a tag team match. Oh, no. Tonight, it's about making a statement. That's right, beautiful people, Sarita, Rosita. You've been running your mouths, flashing your egos, and walking around like you own this division. Well, guess what? You don't. We do. And we're looking at 4 women. Me, Mickey, Tara, and Natty, who have fought, scratched, and bled to build the women's wrestling into what it is today. And we're not just going to let a bunch of arrogant spotlight chasing prima donnas tear that down. You want attention? You got it. Because tonight, we bring the fight, we bring the fire, and when it's all said and done, the only thing you'll be flashing is regret. For ever thinking you could step up to us. You want to talk about being the face of this division after tonight, we'll remind you exactly who runs the knockouts. And you can count on that. So the crowd heat is hot. The segment got a 38, which I'm assuming that's because I had to put Gail on sex appeal, so we'll have to change that next time. And advanced our Knockout Rain storyline. The commentary quality lifted it. The color commentary gave it a boost. I just want to see what the dirt sheet says. Yeah, it was primarily based on sex appeal. Well, that wasn't right. It wasn't just based on it. Mickey was actually based on working the crowd, so that sucked. So, on to the next segment. I figured that would happen. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Desmond Wolfe defeated Matt Cardona in 14:30 by pinfall with the Governor's Crumpet. The crowd heat is hot. The wrestling rating got a 52. The crowd rating got a 31. The segment got us a 44. And Desmond Wolfe had an in-ring performance of 58. Matt Cardona had a 46. It advanced our Wolf versus the Monster storyline. The commentary quality lifted the match. The color commentary gave the match a boost, and the crowd was turned off by having a match outside the pre-show between workers they don't have any investment in. So we're trying to work over getting Desmond over more, but I mean, it'll take some time. So let's head to the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, Mr. Anderson. Well, let me stop you right there, JP. I've got this. You see, I didn't come to TNA to make friends. I didn't come here to shake hands and smile for the fans. I came here for one reason, and that's to take over. And what better way to start than by taking out the Hardys? Jeff, Matt, you two have been riding the wave of your names for years. You've been in TLCs, you jumped off ladders, you painted your faces, you got your crowd, your fan chants, yada yada yada. But let me tell you something, boys. This ain't your playground anymore. I came to TNA to end the nostalgia act. I came to redefine what it means to be a star here, and it starts tonight. Because tonight, I get my first shot at shutting you down personally. And when the smoke clears, when the lights dim, and when you're staring up at the rafters wondering what just happened, you'll remember the name of the man who started your downfall. Mr. Anderson. So the crowd heat is white hot. The segment got us a 75. Mr. Anderson debuted his unique, charismatic gimmick, and it got an initial rating of great, and the angle got the crowd hotter, which is fantastic. So let's just check that. Not suitable to be used as a face. Okay, I didn't plan on making him a face for a while, so that doesn't really matter anyways. So let's head to the next match here. It's not bad, not bad. And about that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Gail Kim, Natty Neidhart, Mickie James, and Tara defeated Sarita and Rosita and the Beautiful People in 10:28 when Natty submitted Sarita. So the crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 48. The crowd rating got a 40. And the segment got us a 59. So Angelina had a 42. Velvet had a 34. Sarita had a 43. Rosita had a 50. Tara had a 36. Mickie had a 61. Natty had a 59. And Gail had a 61. It advanced our Knockout Rain storyline. Since Sarita was off her game, the commentary quality lifted the match, and the color commentary gave it a boost. I just want to check this out. See what happened here. Why the match wasn't good, I probably already know. Yeah, it's all holding back. And Tara was penalized for not being a very good face. No. Good thing she's not going to be a face for much longer. So, let's head to our next segment, which is... Oh, the angle was a failure. That sucked. It's just Awesome Kong attacking Gail Kim, setting up their eventual title match at Against All Odds. So, let's actually kind of just pre-book that match, so it'll be Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. Goats, and we will pre-book that, so that match is now set for our match at Genesis. So let's head to the next segment. I didn't think this one was going to do very good either. America's Most Wanted. You call yourselves the best tag team in TNA. You call yourselves champions. That's cute. But let's get something straight. While you two have been riding high on legacy and nostalgia, the future of the tag team wrestling has already arrived. Correction. The present is us, the Motor City Machine Guns. We didn't come to TNA to be the opening act. We didn't come here to sit back in the back of the line and wait our turn. No, we came here to steal the show and take those tag titles from around your denim-clad waists. AMW, we respect what you've done. You laid the foundation, but we're the upgrade. We're the ones pushing the pace. So consider this your official notice. We want a shot at the TNA World Tag Team Championships, and we want it soon. You bring the booze and the cowboy hats, we'll bring the speed, the strikes, and the innovation you can't keep up with. The Motor City Machine Guns versus America's Most Wanted. Let's find out who really runs this tag team division. Bang, bang, Motor City out. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got us a 63. That's not bad. It advanced our tag team warfare storyline, and the commentary quality lifted the segment, so that's pretty good too. So let's head to the Motor City Machine Guns tag team match. In a decent match, the Motor City Machine Guns defeated Cade and Murdoch in 10-10 when Alex Shelley pinned Lance Cade with the shell shock. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 61. The crowd rating got a 44. The segment got a 78. Trevor Murdoch had a 56. Lance Cade had a 44. Alex Shelley had a 72. Chris Sabin had a 69. It advanced our tag team warfare. The creative finish I chose was fantastic. Shelley and Sabin had pretty good chemistry when teaming together. Sabin and Shelley got a tag team specialist bonus, and the commentary quality lifted the match as well. So, let's head off to the next segment. I didn't think this was going to do good. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the most talked about TNA signings in TNA history, Bryan Danielson. Thanks, JB. Now let's not waste any time, because I didn't come to TNA to stand back and smile through the camera. I came here for one reason, to make an impact. I traveled the world. I've bled in rings from Tokyo to Chicago. I faced the best technical wrestlers on the planet, and I didn't come to TNA to be just another name on the roster. I came here to be the best wrestler in the world, and to prove it every time I step between the ropes. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here for politics. I'm here because I want gold. Whether it's the X Division Championship, the TNA Global Championship, or that World Heavyweight Championship. I will be a champion in TNA, and trust me when I say this. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and that moment is coming sooner than you think. So the segment got a 63. Bryan Danielson clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well as well, so that's great. So let's head to Danielson's match. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Bryan Danielson defeated Eli Drake in 10:05 by submission with an Arms Across America. The crowd is very hot. The segment got a 64. The crowd rating got a 61. And the segment got us a 74. Danielson had a 76. Eli Drake had a 52. And Eli debuted his loudmouth gimmick. And it got an initial rating of great. That's very marketable and gives a small penalty to microphone skills. Oh, that sucks. Oh boy. Okay, so let's head to our next segment. Yeah. Well, Desmond Wolfe, you just don't know when to quit, do you? You've been poking and prodding the monster. You've been begging for another war. But what you don't seem to realize is that this isn't a game you win with pride or precedence. This is a game of survival, and somehow you survive for now. Abyss has already broken you, Wolf, physically, mentally, and spiritually. What more is there to prove to a man who refuses to accept his own defeat? You're done! We've spilled your blood, we've crushed your bones, and yet you still crawl, desperate for relevance. But the monster doesn't chase shadows, Desmond. He devours souls, and yours is no longer worth the meal. So hear this loud and clear. We have nothing left to prove to you. And from this moment on, you're not a rival, you're a footnote. The monster is moving on to bigger prey. And you, Desmond Wolfe, you're being left behind. So the crowd heat is very hot still. The segment got us a 62 eventually. Eventually, we're going to get a good promo out of these guys. It advanced the Wolf versus the Monster storyline. So let's head to the next match. In a wild brawl that had superb wrestling and great heat, Samoa Joe defeated Claudio Castagnoli by submission. Samoa Joe makes defense number 2 of the TNA global title. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating is an 84. The crowd rating is a 64. The segment got us an 83. Claudio had a 76. Samoa Joe had a 92. Claudio debuted his Swiss Superman gimmick, and it got an initial rating of great. And Claudio and Samoa Joe have great chemistry, and it showed in the performances. So let's just check this out. Comedy, take part of comedy bouts. So it's nothing with comedy bouts. Okay. So let's head to the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team 3D, Brother Ray, and Brother Devon. You made your TNA debut at Genesis and made an immediate impact with your message to the TNA locker room. Genesis was just the beginning. TNA, you've been put on notice because the most decorated tag team in the history of the business has officially landed. And now that we're here, we're taking over the tag team division like a damn wrecking crew. Oh, my brother, testify. You see, the landscape's been cute. You got your flashy teams, your so-called future of tag team wrestling. But we're the present, we're the past, and we damn sure are the future. We've broken tables, we've broken records, and now we're going to break the backs of every team that stands in our way. We didn't come here for respect. We came here for gold. And one by one, every tag team in TNA is going to fall until those TNA World Tag titles are around our waists. British Invasion, Motor City Machine Guns, LAX. Whoever wants to step up, step and get put down, because this is our house now. And we're not asking for a shot. We're taking it. We're Team 3D, and we're going to put someone through a table. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got a 54. It advanced the TNA tag team warfare storyline, and Devon's getting better at his gimmick, so that's good. So let's head to the next match. It's not bad. In a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, D'Angelo De Niro and Mr. Anderson defeated the Hardys in 14:25 when Anderson pinned Matt Hardy, illegally using the ropes for leverage. D'Angelo De Niro was the weak link. Yeah, the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got a 69. The crowd rating got a 64, and the segment got us a 70. Anderson had a 68. D'Angelo De Niro had a 55. Matt Hardy had a 74. Jeff had a 74 or 77. It advanced the Anderson Jeff Hardy storyline and the Pope and Matt Hardy storyline. Anderson was slowed by his injury, so he's only got an injury for about a week or so he'll be back to hopefully performing really good. Jeff and Matt showed excellent chemistry teaming together, and Matt and Jeff got a tag team specialist bonus. So let's head to the final segment. Jeff Jarrett, you've been walking around like TNA owes you something. Like this company wouldn't exist without you. But what you don't understand is this is TNA. This is a new era. And in this era, guys like me aren't waiting for handouts. We're taking what's ours. Now, 2 weeks ago, you smashed a guitar over Kurt Angle's head like a coward. And you weaseled your way into a world title match at Genesis because you knew deep down, one-on-one, you couldn't beat either of us. But tonight, Jeff, you don't have politics to hide behind. You don't have guitars. You don't have stroke. All you got is me. And I plan on putting you down. I plan on sending a message to the entire TNA roster that the Phenomenal One isn't just here to steal the show. I'm here to win. I'm here to lead. I'm here to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Tonight, Jeff, your ego meets reality, and reality's got a name. AJ Styles. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got us to 73. That advanced the AJ, Kurt, and Jeff storyline. So let's head to our main event. Not bad. In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, AJ Styles defeated Jeff Jarrett in 15-17 by pinfall with the Styles Clash. And the crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 73. The crowd rating is a 78, so we got an 80. AJ had a 73. Jeff had a 74. Matt advanced the storyline, but it also lost a little bit of heat. AJ was really off his game, and the match got the crowd buzzing. So let's see how our show ended. Hey, we got an 80. That's not bad. The show didn't result in any popularity changes. Man. Okay, so let's head and finish this off. We made 69,000. Okay, well, that is everything for this episode. I will see everyone in the next one.